Welcome back to Star Wars Nerds Unite. We're a Star Wars podcast, incidentally. I'm your host, Tim vanautreve. Joining me, as always, are co-hosts, Josh the Tosh, internet famous, Mason.
Hello.
And Jennifer vanautreve.
Hi.
How's it going, guys?
Good.
It's been a long time since we've recorded.
It has been a while.
It's Tim's fault.
Mostly my fault. I get busy at work, then I get stressed out, and then the idea of recording.
You go to sleep at like 8 o'clock.
The idea of doing anything is
It's
overwhelming.
I do have a tendency to drink a few too many kombuchas and just pass right out. Like any other good man that works hard for his family. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So Josh came over and he brought thank you cards.
Yeah.
For our
patrons, our Patreon patrons.
Yeah. For our sticker
Distribution.
Yeah.
Sticker distro. So
our sticker recipients. That's what
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
how did you come by these thank you cards, Josh?
They were supposed to be thank you cards for my son's birthday last year for all the people who came. And I found them in a drawer.
Partially filled out.
There's two that are filled out. One that is actually given a person's name who it is for. The other is unmarked. The rest are untouched.
We should send the unmarked one to
somebody
a random
and
person.
see what it says.
You should
Have
send
them
it
open
to
it.
Jeff. You should send the unmarked one to Jeff.
Is he a
No,
Patreon
he's not a
subscriber?
patron. so
No,
we can
send
it to
the
him.
actual thank you card.
Yeah, I will. I'll put Jeff's name on it so we don't forget.
Jeff will have to tell us what it says.
So we're gonna.
That would be crazy if it was actually a thank you card meant for
They
Jeff.
didn't come. We didn't invite any people other than family.
Oh. You guys get thank you cards for your own family?
I thought we were invited.
Clearly, we don't get thank you cards for our own family.
Well, she at least planned on
she
it.
had planned on it, but then
Didn't-
realized
Oh,
it was
man.
work.
I would never
Didn't
fill
we
out.
come, or is that the one we weren't invited to?
I don't remember if you were invited or
There
not.
was one we weren't invited to.
I think you were invited to
haven't-
Lucy's party,
I haven't forgiven you yet.
or maybe you weren't. You either didn't go to Lucy or Job's this
I think
last one.
I think it was Job's.
I don't think we've ever been to one of Lucy's.
Well, then you went to Job's and not Lucy's.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. I don't do any of the inviting. I just stay at my own house, and that's where the party is.
Believe it or not, we are a Star Wars podcast. Today, we're not going to talk about a topic in particular. We're going to respond to
We're in feedback. It's a feedback
It's a
episode.
feedback episode, right? Right.
It's
And
a clip show.
It's not a clip show. And we're also going to talk about Star Wars news. I think you had said.
I think we should.
My wife said I needed to look up the Vanity Fair.
Did you actually look
article and then
I looked
tell
it
her
up.
everything she needed to know?
I looked it up, but it was like on my phone and I couldn't read it very well. And so I told Tim to look it up and
Don't
let
you
me
have
know.
like 15 iPads in this house?
Yeah, we
didn't-
have a lot, but
I didn't actually look it up because I got news that my daughter and ex-wife were conspiring to disobey my rules yet again. So that's a
So
new-
that's
a
what
new
you've
thing.
been doing instead? Just
Brooding.
thinking
Brooding
about that?
over your next step in that
Brooding, pounding kombuchas.
cyber war.
Oh my gosh.
She responded back to my message about asking her.
Oh, I didn't know that you didn't send a message.
I had sent a message just to say, like, did you really do this behind my back?
Yes.
And she was like, this is no big deal. I mean, it was just this.
This
Just
one
like-
time.
Just like she always does.
Mm-hmm. That's a little off topic.
It's a straight on topic.
What
Straight
topic is that on?
topic.
Betrayal.
Betrayal.
The topic of betrayal.
At the house on the hill. That's a board game. I don't know if Tim's ever played it. So there's this Vanity Fair article.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Annie Leibovitz?
Yeah, she's a famous
Leibovitz? I don't know.
photographer, right?
Yeah, she's super famous, and she's been taking pictures of all the Star Wars movies forever. Real artsy, fartsy ones.
So is that the same person that we keep getting emails about
No.
nonstop?
No.
I'm
If
just-
Annie Leibovitz was
That's-
sending us
I was
emails,
just
we would
joking.
respond to them.
Yeah.
No, that person's getting close to stalker status.
Yeah, he
Is there?
is.
I
They're
don't
just
know if
sending-
it's a man or a woman, but they're
just
like,
sending out blasts.
"It's me again. Please talk about this on your podcast."
Yeah, but it's not a real thing. It's not real.
You don't think it's
I think it's a real person. that
yeah,
thinks
it's an
they're doing
individual.
something.
But they're not sending it to us. They're sending it to...
They built up a list
Right.
of emails, and we haven't sent a threatening enough response to say take us off your list yet. Maxfield Parish.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so the Vanity Fair article had these pictures, these sweet pictures, where we got to see... junk. Sorry, I'm trying to get the addresses so I can fill out these things, and I typed the wrong button.
Well, Josh is trying to find the pictures. Should you...
Not find the pictures.
I want to look at the pictures.
Don't you have a device? We're in your home.
No, Nora has to use my phone to take pictures. She's selling
Use
her
your
stuffed
iPad.
animals.
She's selling stuffed animals? Oh,
No.
she's cleaning the
No-
purge.
no one's
They're
gonna buy a stuffed
they
animal
spent all day today purging out their bedroom and their whole closet.
in preparation for the exchange student.
You couldn't even step into their closet. It was stacked full of totes.
Like
and
they
stuff.
just don't want to be ashamed of their room? Or the
No, like
exchange
we
student has to
told them.
stay?
We
We
said we
told
want your
them to
room cleaned
purge.
up before she comes. We want you guys to make some dresser space, clean out the closet, make it look nice in here. So they probably threw
Are
away.
your ears burning, Nora?
How many garbage bags did you throw away?
Nora stepped into the recording
6 full
studio.
garbage bags full of stuff they found in their room. Probably at least 6 to 10 bags for Goodwill. And they're not even done yet. And she has like 5 garbage bags
They had so
full
much
of stuffed
just
animals that she's going to try to
garbage.
sell.
Are you going to sell Mr. Potato Heads?
I thought you already had my phone. It's downstairs. Oh, God, no. Nolan would never sell his potato heads.
Are you sure about that? I talked to him on our 20-mile hike yesterday. Nolan and I and Nolan's friend Tyler went on a 20-mile hike yesterday, and I can barely walk today. I did not do
He
preparatory
could have just said a
hikes.
hike.
No, I had
We
to say,
went on a hike.
No, I had to say
And now
20
my
miles
legs hurt.
to give you context.
I don't think we
He's
really need
told
context.
everybody like 50 times about this 20-mile
Look,
hike.
I need everyone to know that I walked 20 miles yesterday
When
for my stepson.
Yeah, it's for a prereq for a hiking merit badge that he's doing this summer. So
You still haven't gotten the money off of Patreon, eh?
I put the stuff in. I think
did you get it?
I think you had to go back and request it.
hey Tim,
What?
what do you want to tell everybody the news while he's trying to find those pictures?
I'll let you tell the news.
No.
You're going to do it publicly on this forum first?
Yeah.
All right, do it.
No, you do it.
Why do I have to do it?
I thought you were excited about it.
Oh my gosh. This feels like a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. My wife would apparently like me to announce that currently we have 5 children and we are brewing up another one. Jennifer is pregnant.
A Kombucha child?
Yep. This is the first child that it will be just Jennifer and my child. And
No other people?
no other people.
There's no third party involved in this one's DNA.
Most importantly, it's a boy.
Yes.
Yep. And we're going to name him Tim Jr.
I hope not.
No. That's not. That has
would
not
be
been
bad.
discussed.
Hashtag Tim Jr. for all
No.
those that want to vote in favor of me.
Tim is very, very, very happy that it's a boy.
I am. I'm
He was-
excited just in general. It's going to be pretty great.
He has been, like, every day before we found out, he would just look at me and say,
I hope it's a boy.
"It better be a boy. It better be a boy." And
that actually sounded a lot like me. You put the right
and he
emphasis
was
in.
just like, "Oh, it better be a boy." Sometimes he'd get like distraught just thinking that maybe it's not going to be a boy.
Look.
And he has 3 girls, so it's understandable.
And I have Nora. And I have Nolan.
Who's not a real boy.
He's not a real boy. He's not my boy.
He's biologically a boy. And he's grown up.
He is. He's almost gone.
He's a little person.
So, yeah, we haven't even announced it
Yeah.
to our own friends yet.
A few people know. Like Josh the Tosh. He was actually the first person I told that it was a boy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Even before he told you.
Well, did he tell you what he did when I told him?
So
No.
I had terrible diarrhea.
Yeah.
the other day, and I was
Why
stuck
do
on
you
the
have to
toilet,
bring
like, all
that
day.
into the story?
So I'm on
part of the
I'm on the
story.
toilet, and my phone rings, and it's Jennifer, and I thought she was going to give me some sort of advice on pooping.
Drink some of that
Right.
kombucha.
I know you shouldn't drink that while you're
And then,
when you have diarrhea. That's just going to make your
And
stomach
I
worse.
hate answering the phone while I'm on the toilet at work. So I didn't answer, and then she called again, and I dismissed her yet again, and then she called again, and I finally answered, irritated, bent over in pain with the cramps,
You don't have to get too specific.
and
Just
she said, with tears, "It's a boy."
I was really happy for you because I knew you'd be
Yeah,
super.
well, I'd been
ecstatic.
imagining the moment when I would find out that it was a boy, and I imagined you would call me with the results of the test that we took. And I was picturing something like I would be in my office, and like you'd tell me, and I would ecstatically raise my hands above my head, and I would run out into the parking lot and cheer.
Yeah.
That
But I
didn't
was
happen.
doubled over in pain.
I didn't even know
In a
the
bathroom
whole, the
stall.
whole time we were on the phone.
Isn't that like a perfect metaphor for having children? You think it's going to be amazing, and in reality, it's just
really you're
people
just, like-
pooping everywhere.
you're just cramping
Yeah.
in a public bathroom?
Yeah.
I didn't even know you were in the bathroom that whole time. But no, like the good part of the story that I was going to tell, I was teaching that day in a building that I don't usually teach in, and Tim had like never even been in the building, and he knew I was teaching there. So I like was on a break when I called him, and then I went back in, and I was like standing in front of the class like talking, and like 30 minutes later he like walks in to the classroom. There's like no windows or anything. He didn't even know before he walked in if he had the right room or what was going on in there. He had a dozen roses, and he just walks in and interrupts my class. And
It's like a.
I was
it's like
like,
an
how-
80s movie.
I know.
I was
I
like,
know. I do a lot of things like that with my.
I was like, well, it was just, I was so shocked. I was like, how did you get in here? How did you know where
The
I
sister
was?
let me up.
There was a sister manning the desk downstairs, and she just let him
Well,
upstairs.
they couldn't have stopped it. It's like there's just an elevator there. I could have been anybody and walked in and gone up.
Yeah, but strange
What if he
people
was a
who
baby
don't know what
snatcher?
they're doing don't usually
Well,
walk
it's a good
in.
thing there was no babies in there,
So,
except for the one in her womb.
yeah, he just like wandered his way upstairs and just started looking in different rooms. And then all the people in my class were like, "Oh, that's so sweet! Oh my god!" And I didn't tell you this, but one of the ladies after you left, she was like, "Does he have a brother?"
He does,
I was like, "He does."
but he's taken.
But he's married and he's not that nice. So,
Why did
No.
she want to know if I had a brother?
because they were saying how sweet you were.
Oh yeah.
Like,
And
oh
good
my
looking.
gosh, does he have a... That wasn't discussed.
They didn't mention my beard.
Did they ask where he kept his katana?
They said, I think his ponytail holder fell out when he walked out of the room. No, they didn't say anything about your hair,
No.
beard, or otherwise. No, they were just saying how sweet it was. And yeah, and she said, does he have a brother?
No.
And I...
How come you didn't tell me that part of the story till now?
I don't know. It just didn't pop into my head until now. So,
Well, good. That makes me
yeah,
feel
that's a
good.
big, long story. That
Yeah.
has nothing to do with Star Wars.
I'm gonna title this episode "The Big News."
Okay.
People are
And
gonna
people are
it's
gonna
like
think
about
that
Star
it's-
Wars.
I know.
That we have some secret insider info.
Yeah, and then we don't talk about Star Wars until 15 minutes into the podcast. Jokes on them.
Yeah.
So
The
what is
Vanity Fair article happened.
this episode about?
This is a feedback episode.
Were you sleeping? You're the one that said it like a few minutes ago. We're doing feedback and we're talking about the news.
I know.
So I'm gonna go back to the Vanity Fair article.
Give it to me.
Why? You're supposed to be doing the pictures, not the addresses.
What should we name the baby?
What are you talking
I
about?
need to-
have
I wanna hear from
put
the fans.
addresses in.
I didn't know you were going to be doing that while we're on the air.
What are you talking about? That was the whole goal.
Yeah, he's double dipping. He's being efficient.
All right, I'm done writing.
You guys are gonna
addresses.
you guys are gonna get Josh's official engineer handwriting. He has he went to the official
Special
engineering
penmanship.
penmanship course. The way all engineers write. It's right there.
Every single one of them has at least one cross off on them, too. So look forward to that.
Should I read letters, or are you going to talk about Vanity
No,
Fair?
I want to talk about. She keeps cutting in and saying, "Find me the pictures."
Jenny, why don't you go get the iPad so you can Google it?
All right.
Take your
All right.
So there's an
pregnant butt
article.
downstairs. And go get
Well,
it.
I'm gonna find it now because she'll ask questions now. There's an article that centers around these pictures that Annie Leibovitz took, and there's some interesting info in said article. Oh my, that did not.
Is it about the
It's about The Last Jedi.
leaked Snoke pictures on the Lego minifigures?
It is not about that.
Hmm.
No Snoke pictures are there at all. Here. So, I'm trying to remember what the most interesting thing. Oh, we get to see Benicio del Toro's character.
Yeah, he looks like Benicio del Toro.
Who's he?
Scroll down.
I mean, I know who Benicio del Toro is, but who's his character?
Well, so that's the thing. Before you cut me off, I was going to elaborate. He doesn't actually have a name. He's just referred by the cast as DJ. But in universe, he doesn't have a name yet. Like he's never spoken to by a name in the movie. I'm sure he'll have a name by the time the movie comes out. But they just call him DJ. And Ryan Johnson snarkily added, the viewers will understand why we call him DJ. So go ahead and muse and rumor mill on that.
Dark Jedi.
Everyone on the internet thinks it's Dark Jedi. And
Oh.
but one of the common things was, well, what if this is Ezra Bridger grown up? And
He doesn't look like him.
he doesn't have to look like him. Ezra is a cartoon.
That's
I
true.
don't know.
But I'm pretty sure, I think it was Pablo Hidalgo that said it's not Ezra. He didn't say it explicitly, but he posted on Twitter, like the day the article came out, a thing about all these fan theories that have been on the internet forever that are wrong. And it was like a bunch of pseudo newspaper clippings. And one of them was about Ezra being in the movie. So he kind of insinuated
Ezra's not in the movie at all?
that's kind of what
Oh,
he was,
gosh.
What?
Are you
fine
sure
with that,
his
Dawn?
not? It doesn't stand for drunk Jedi?
It might. We don't know. He's a mysterious looking.
I've seen him.
It's like a combination between a scallywag and a hacker. That's my description of him.
Okay.
What? He looks like somebody from the Matrix who's like against the system.
A little. He also looks like a homeless person.
He
Kind of.
does kind
Well,
of
that's what all the people in the Matrix look like.
Well, I guess
That's
true.
the scallywag part of it.
Hmm.
So and then we also got to see Laura Dern's character. Did you see her?
No,
The lady with the purple hair?
I haven't seen her yet.
She's apparently a an Admiral Haldo is her name. She's in the Resistance. And that's all they really talk about in the article on those two new characters.
Oh, here she. I didn't
Yeah.
recognize her because I didn't pay attention to her face.
Yeah, you can't see her face. They also just kind of...
So she's a brand new character
Brand
that's
new
never
character.
been brought up before.
Yeah.
And then is this Carrie Fisher's real daughter in real life?
Billy Lord.
And she's a.
She's just a
lieutenant?
background character in the Resistance. She was in The Force Awakens
Well,
as
that's
well.
cute.
Yeah.
She looks really young.
She's probably 20. There weren't really a whole lot of other huge bits and pieces other than we saw Phasma without a helmet on.
Mm-hmm.
I was fascinated by that
And we,
picture, the best dressed picture with like the party that they're at.
yeah, all the
By-
people, they talked about this place. You'll have to find the name of it. I've already forgotten. It's either Canto Bight or something else. But it's like a lavish, like casino planet where rich a-holes all meet.
A lot of them are elderly peoples too.
Most rich a-holes are elderly people.
I mean, like over 70 years old in this photo.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And so that's one of the new planets.
I would hang out with these people
If
I
you were
was
rich. Yeah.
Especially that
It
tall
looks like a
guy
great
that
time.
looks a little
Looks
bit like
super
a
fun.
Like that, there's a lady in there that looks
Bowfin.
like she hasn't had like any form of water in the last decade.
Who is this guy? Is that
None of those are like main
not, yeah.
characters.
no?
We'll
The
have to
guy
buy
just
the visual
sitting.
dictionary.
Oh, that's the guy who's like makes the costumes.
Oh, he's just like hidden in the
If
crowd.
you read the caption below the picture, it tells you what's in the picture.
He's the costume designer, Michael Kaplan.
It's like a Where's Waldo photo, though. You
Sort
almost
of.
don't
Yeah, I
He's
would've
kinda
never seen him.
like
I didn't see him for like the first 30
it's like he's
seconds.
had too much to drink and he's just sitting down to
Like he got
mellow out.
He got tired.
yeah.
He just had to sit.
So there's just lots of cool little hypey snippets in there.
Well, the images are beautiful.
Yeah, I won't see any leap of it, but it's
It's like a black and white dress party. Like everybody's in black and white.
or gold, shiny stuff. That's what rich a-holes dress in. Black tie affair. And there's just other
Oh,
little.
who's this? Is this
That's the new character, Rose. You remember Rose
I
from the
remember
trailer?
you talking about it,
And
but
she was at Comic Con, or she was at Celebrations.
yeah, it's just it looks different.
Yeah, well. So there's lots of little nuggets that we don't need to talk about, but those were the big things.
Where's the person with the purple hair?
She's in there.
She's down towards the end by herself. She's got a purple dress on too.
Oh, okay. This wasn't loading for me.
And then they had like the next day they had some like web exclusive articles, and Pablo was on one of them, and he talked about how the motivations for DJ and Haldo are you can't trust them. Like you can't trust those characters and their motivations. So they're setting one of them up to be like a betraying somebody. Who knows?
What? Say it again.
When you first meet DJ and Haldo, they present themselves as something. You can't necessarily trust that,
Oh,
is what he was insinuating.
okay. Who's the second character besides DJ?
Haldo is the lady.
The purple.
Laura Dern's purple-haired
Oh.
Admiral Haldo.
Okay.
DJ is the scallywag hacker.
Okay.
And then there's just other. I don't want to get into spoilers, so there's
Okay.
lots of stuff that's been spoiled.
Well, is there spoilers in the article?
Nothing other than what we described.
All right.
They're not really even spoilers. They're just like, here's a cool planet. These are the two new characters. Here's their names. Done.
Yeah, the pictures are really cool.
You guys ready to read letters?
There's lots of there's basically a confirmation that Leia and Luke are at the same place at the same time in the movie,
Oh, wow.
but they don't necessarily say that it's in the present necessarily.
Hmm.
They
But
kinda
there's
leave it
a
up in
scene
the
with
air.
them together.
Yeah.
When's the last time that happened?
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Wow.
1983.
And there's been lots of stuff about Mark Hamill being talkative as he is. Said that he disagreed with Ryan's writing at first. And then he had to come out and clarify that he was wrong and that it's awesome. But the internet freaked out because he basically talked for 2 or 3 minutes about how much he totally disagreed with how Ryan wrote Luke. And didn't correct it in that interview. He had to come back on Twitter and correct it.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's weird. Lots of weird stuff. But what did you think of the pictures? You like the style, the artistic style that the movie is going for?
Yeah.
There was a behind the scenes video too that I don't think I even watched it. Oh, it's just them taking pictures. So yeah, I think that's the most interesting news. If we shouldn't probably leak the Lego stuff yet
Oh, okay.
until Lego talks about it.
Fair enough.
People might not want to see it.
Letters
Letters.
at starwarsnerdsunite.com. Send us letters. Get read on the air. Maybe we won't make you wait 2 weeks.
Oh, there was one other thing I
What?
wanted to say.
What?
There was another mini article on Vanity Fair about Adam Driver taking like his role so seriously that he wouldn't even eat lunch with the rest of the cast, the good guys.
Really?
Yeah. Like he intentionally declined.
So he has no like relationship with them.
Not while they were filming.
Personally.
While they were filming, he wanted to be in
Distance
the role.
himself.
Huh.
So that was weird.
He's intense. Is that why?
Maybe that's why he wasn't at Celebration.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just gonna say maybe that's why
I don't know.
he didn't want to be all chummy
Perhaps.
with them.
And there we have it. Hello, Nerd Squad. This is from Miguel, our bro from Celebration. Speaking of, just wanted to drop an email and say how cool it was to see you guys at Celebration. I'm a ghost listener that doesn't email or comment much, but love to hear your podcast on the way to work in the mornings. Started listening to you guys when the Rogue One episode came out on Spotify. I listened to your movie episodes, Rebels episodes, and anniversary episodes for now. For the next celebration, I think you guys should make nerd shirts for everyone that attends the con and promote the amazing podcast.
That'd be fun.
The best thing about your podcast is that I feel like I'm in the room just talking to my buddies about Star Wars. Keep it up and I'll be listening in the shadows. Ooh, that sounds creepy. Thanks for listening. I'm glad we ran into you.
You're not in the shadows anymore, though.
Yeah, I know. You're public facing.
Yeah, the t-shirt idea is cool.
I mean, we've been working on T-shirts for 6 months. Now.
Yeah, someday we'll do t-shirts. I am captain of the failboat.
I did my part.
This one's from Coxtimus. Here we go. He says, "Hello, friends. Long email coming." It's not that long, Coxtimus. We've had some real dingers from some people. Man, what a great episode of Rebels. I love that Darksaber.
Oh wait, is this a
There's a follow-up to the last episode.
okay?
He says, "It seems like every lightsaber is basically the same, just with a different hilt. So it's nice to have one
That's
that looks like a sword.
completely-
I'd love to see that saber against Ahsoka's white lightsabers. Thanks, Tim, for the spoiler. I only watch an episode of Rebels for the show that you do, so that way it's fresh in my mind. And man, Tim straight robbed me of fresh excitement."
Good job, Tim.
Way to go, Tim.
Yeah, I
You robbed me
I
too.
ruin things a lot for people. Also, I super love the way Tim does synopsis and request that he hereby does each one from now on. Thank you. Tim.
I don't think you want to agree to that.
Yeah, I think in
Okay.
the next sentence.
So we start on a planet, and there's this guy walking, and then the Empire shows up, and after a few minutes, they fight, but the guy leaves or something. And oh yeah, the droid found the battery, but it wasn't what he... I mean, wait, he doesn't find the battery, but the rebels totally knew that already. And then the end, 8.25 lightsabers. Obviously, you don't listen to me, Coxtimus, because I would never leave a decimal lightsaber.
Yeah,
rating.
yeah, I'm the one that always does the half or whatever decimal point.
Also, listening to you guys try and decipher the background reflections of the pictures from... Well, he sent an email in, and we were
trying to figure
deciphering-
out.
Yeah, we were being
He
detectives.
sent us some like attachments for an image of the decal on his car, and we could see the reflection of him through the window, and we spent a lot of time trying to figure out what was on his phone, what was on his shirt, what was on his hat. So that's what he's talking about.
He says, listening to us try and decipher the background reflections of the pictures had me rolling because I do that all the time too. And to answer some questions, I do commercial HVAC, refrigeration, and mechanical. I have an iPhone 7 Plus, and that was a cell phone cover that looks like a Jurassic Park VHS. Also, my cell phone case is literally 1.9 millimeters thick and weighs 2 ounces. It cost me $7 and has already saved my phone a bunch of times. Here's my Star Wars one. And it's
yeah,
looks
those
just
look-
like a Star Wars VHS tape.
Yeah, I've never seen those before. That
That's
was
totally
neat.
what I said it was.
The decals I made are super easy to apply, Tosh. The whole sticker is stuck to what's called transfer paper, so you peel off the paper with the sticker stuck to it, place it where you want, smooth it all down, and after you just peel off the transfer paper, so easy, and they can be placed anywhere. Windows, laptops, cell phone cases. I'll send you a bunch of different colors and sizes, and just let me know your address. As always, great show, lots of laughs. Put my address on the one you send to Coxtimus. Thanks, Coxtimus. I would love to get some of those.
So I'm trying to draw a
Put it on my
chicken,
card.
but it's going to look like a turkey.
Is that for Nerd Cinco?
I don't think anybody else sent us any
Who are
pictures.
you going
for
to
us
draw a
decipher.
chicken for?
It's kind of like a goose turkey.
Is it a turducken?
This one
It's a goose
is...
turkey.
Pay attention, Josh. This one's got a science corner question.
Oh,
in it.
no.
This is from Chris. He says, "Hey, nerd leaders. First of all, I would like to say I'm glad you guys got to experience Celebration, even if most of it was lines. I'm sure there was some really cool stuff, and at the very least, a vacation in Florida is a good consolation." I feel like he's mad at us because we complained. I'm picking
Who
up
is
on
this
that.
from?
Chris Kawa.
Oh, it was. I mean, we did see some cool stuff. I was just mad because they could have made it so much better, and I think they fixed it the next day.
I just finished episode 107 about the Darksaber and heard the email asking what you thought its weight would be. This reminded me that in the episode you were reviewing, that point is actually raised. Kanan explains to Sabine that the saber is old and heavy but powerful. So that would lead me to believe different sabers have different weights based on the creator. Sabine also mentions, while they are sparring, that the saber is getting lighter, and Kanan explains that is because she's connecting with it. With that said, it's probably not a far stretch to think that its weight can fluctuate from heavy to light based on the wielder. I also heard someone, I think Tim, say something about Science Corner, and I thought to myself, no one has sent one in for a while, so here goes. Josh, in the trailer for The Last Jedi, the ships that hover above the ground and kick up the red dust, what would be the reason behind the settled dust being brown, and when it's moving or agitated, red? Do you think maybe light, or maybe some form of oxidizing?
Yes to both of those are possible, I would say. Maybe it's not an oxygenated atmosphere. It could be some other chemical reaction going on that on the surface layer causes a discoloration.
Right, so then when the particles flip over.
Right. They get exposed, and over time the pinkish purpley red ones would also turn white. But it could be UV, it could be... There's lots of different chemical processes that can change the color that gets refracted.
What do you
and
think,
what colors
what do
get
you,
absorbed.
What do you think it is?
Midichlorians.
Can't wait for the next review. It was one of my favorite episodes, closest one to Clone Wars by far. Well, we blew it. P.S. I forgot to mention it before, but I love Wayne's World. I have a box set of both
Yay!
movies and watched them all the time when I was younger. Being Canadian and not having a favorite hockey team, I play soccer, was baffling to some people, so I picked Chicago solely based on the movies. Garth, can I be Frank? Okay, can I still be Garth? Has to be one of my favorite parts. I've also quoted the gun rack scene more times than I can remember. Me too.
Yeah, Tim quotes that all the time, and also when you say, "I have something for you," he does the severed head thing. He says, "If this is a severed head,
I'm going to be very disappointed."
Yeah. The first few times he did that one, I was like, what?
Sorry for
that's not one of the more famous lines. I don't
Neither
feel.
is the I don't think the gun rack one is either.
I love the gun rack one. That one I've heard many times quoted over and over.
Sorry for the long email. Can't wait to hear your thoughts.
The gun rack one is the most popular.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Or Abraham Lincoln.
I love that Al Bundy's in that movie.
Yeah.
And he's just some crazy guy.
The real question is whether or not he has the MTV specials in
No one
a
has
cardboard
the MTV
box
specials,
somewhere.
only YouTube.
He would have said he did.
I know, I'm just joking.
Okay, this one's from Robin. He says,
Sorry.
"What the heck was that?"
Megan sent me a text.
Oh, you so do not have to read this on the air. Just thought of you guys on my trip down memory lane, and I do listen to all the other episodes. I just skipped the Rebels ones. Well, this is not a Rebels one, Robin. If you want to read on the air, he says, "Hi, SWNU. Have any of you ever read the 90s comics by Dark Horse? My personal favorite is the Dark Empire series. I was a youngling and just loved that story arc and a few of the issues, and the book on tape, i.e. Walkman days. Love the show. Stay opinionated and blunt." He continues, that's way more pared down. Love the show. Keep on doing what you guys do.
Do you want a twirler over there?
Yeah, I would like a twirler, you jerkbag. I don't know how I was bothering you. Robin, I have read some of the Dark Horse
Is
ones.
it hot?
No,
I've read some of the Rogue Squadron
making fun
books.
of him.
And I've got not so much the 90s ones, I guess, other than the Rogue Squadron ones, but I read a lot of the Dark Horse Star Wars books. My favorite series was Legacy. where they imagine this future. It basically pushed the Star Wars universe way ahead. So Luke was dead, and it was just his son or his whatever grandson, Cade.
Cade.
He
that's
had
what his name
kids.
was.
Cade.
Yeah.
That's lame.
So what's the whole? I mean, like everybody says that he couldn't have a kid now, but because he's a Jedi. So what's up with that?
Maybe it was Han and Leia's. I don't remember. Pretty sure it was Luke's. It was a big deal. It was fun. It's a good series.
I've never read a single one of those old comic books. Any of the Marvel ones, the Dark Horse ones, I don't know.
Oh, man.
What?
I forgot his first letter.
Oh my gosh.
I read my email app let me down. Sorry, Robin. I'm going to read his original letter. He wrote a pared down version later. He said, this is my first correspondence ever. I listened to some of your podcasts, not the Rebel stuff because I don't watch that show, but I really love the comic book reviews. No matter how long the podcast is, I think I love the discussion of the comics so much because I've been largely disappointed in the comics, which super bums me out. I grew up overseas, military brat, and found the Dark Horse Star Wars comics as a kid at the local BX, grocery store mini mall place. In the early 90s, and as an awkward weirdo, I really connected to these comics. Is there any chance you would consider reviewing any of those, like the Dark Empire series, my personal favorite? I am currently on the hunt right now to finish out my personal collection from comic shops. Yes, I know I could just buy them digitally. It's more of a sentimental thing for me. I never read the novelization of that series, but the comics I truly loved. Have any of you read that older series? Hope you guys got out over the weekend to enjoy a free comic book day in your area. Love the show. Mason never ever stopped busting everyone's chops. Ever. Robin from Champaign-Urbana. P.S. I thought I heard in an older episode that you meet another podcast that is local to Peoria, but I never caught the name. Is that a podcast I should check out?
And I told him that it was Coffee with Kenobi. And
they're from our exact same town, and it's a teeny little town.
I can't remember what do people call Champaign-Urbana? What's like the because nobody calls it Champaign-Urbana.
Champy?
No, it's like I can't remember.
You mean something like Blono or something?
Yeah, some stupid.
I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Shorthand name of Champaign-Urbana.
We did go to a comic shop on Free Comic Day. Probably the coolest one we've been to for Comic Day.
Where was it?
Oh, it was nowhere. Tim just did the
Ixnay.
symbol, whatever this means.
Yeah, we'll talk about that some other day.
Or I guess it's this top secret.
Yeah.
We went to a top secret comic shop.
Oh my goodness, why?
What did you do, Josh? Let's change the subject.
What day is Free Comic Book Day?
It was a couple Saturdays ago.
It was May 2nd
I probably
or something.
sat at home.
Oh, we got like 10 free comics each.
Yeah, I got 0.
Do we have any fans that are like patrons of Zeke's? Do you know?
We're not gonna.
I don't know.
We're not.
Well,
gonna.
I just know some people from around here went to Zeke's, but they didn't get as many comics. It's kind of depends on your comic store how many you get.
Well, it depends on their distributor, right?
No.
Who they have contacts
everybody
with?
gets.
No, it depends
I don't
on.
know.
It depends on how many they buy. All the free comic books the comic shops
Aren't
have
free.
to pay for.
I gotcha.
So it's like 25 cents a book or something for them.
Costs $1.05. Freedom costs $1.05.
I don't get it.
You've never seen Team America World Police?
No.
Okay.
Anyway, so
there's a video we need to watch.
It costs them money to give those free comic books away. So anytime you go and give free comics,
so it's a ruse.
But everybody gets the same. Like every comic shop has the same.
They have the same
to the
opportunity
same.
to get the same books.
Right.
But a lot of them don't get a lot of them.
Don't
more
get
obscure
all
books.
of them.
Yeah. The shop we went to had like everything.
But we've been it's always different. Some comic shops, it's like you get 5 books. Some it's like 7.
Some it's unlimited.
This one it was 10.
Acme's usually unlimited. You just have to get. You just can only get your like one of each, copy of each. Acme and Peoria.
But they usually have other events going on to bring people in and
dress ups. Dark Empire, I don't think we would ever do that because we've mostly focused on the new canon.
What's the one with?
And we're behind on everything.
We're way behind on everything.
What's the one with Maul?
Son of Dathomir?
Yeah.
We've got it. We could do it.
But that's not canon, right?
Yeah, it is.
Oh. But that's an old one, right?
It's not that
It
old.
was right before the Disney acquisition of Lucasfilm.
Oh. Well, that doesn't help him then.
No, it's not an old one. Here, Jenny, you read a letter.
Okay.
Didn't Icy Spidey say that he was moving?
What's up, Nerd Squadron? Nerd 4 signing in. This is Icy Spidey. Sorry it's been so long since my last letter. I have been extremely busy because I got a new job as a database admin for the University of Iowa.
What? Congratulations.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thought that after graduation that I might have to move out of state, but it looks like this Icy Spidey is staying in the IC for a few more years. I am also... I don't know what
There's
this
a lot
means.
worse spots than Iowa City. That
Yeah,
place is
I liked it
pretty
there.
cool.
That's the place where I
Just
got...
remember that the man doesn't like you. You're working for the man now. Don't think that they have your best interests in mind.
What?
I'm just giving sage advice to a fresh grad.
Oh, jeez.
Don't trust the man to do what's right for you.
He's working for a university.
I know. And I'm just telling it like it is.
It's not like it's a cutthroat
Yeah, it's not like it's some
business.
gigantic
It doesn't
Fortune
matter.
50 company.
That's fine. I'm just telling you. I've worked in big ones. I've worked in little ones.
I know. I was with you in one of those little
Whoa.
ones.
Hi, Gus.
Wow, our dog just walked in.
He never comes in like this.
Yeah, he was pumped to see you, as if he ran away.
We've been to Iowa City once, and it was for a free comic book day.
Yes, it was.
That was awesome, and I really liked it. It was really fun, and I had
That's
a
where we met Icy Spidey.
bacon bourbon.
Yep.
And it was delicious. Yeah, that's where we met him.
Yeah, Icy Spidey should
At
have us
his
over
local
again
comic
sometime.
shop.
We should go drinking.
Okay, I don't know why you had to add that in. Icy Spidey might not be a drinker. Okay, I don't know what this means. I am also DMing. Is that a thing?
DMing is
Yeah, it's dungeon
mastering.
Oh, okay. For the
D&D.
first time for my Dungeons and Dragons group, and I am doing a Star Wars inspired campaign. My whole apartment is set up with a bunch of home automation stuff.
Mine too.
So,
You don't have an apartment.
yeah, Tim has a separate apartment that he uses for home automation. I've been having a lot of fun using my smart lights and sound effects to give the players a unique experience. That's cool. We don't have sound effects. We just have lights.
I could do some sound effects.
We have one thing that Tim set up that's kind of good for him, not good for anyone else, is the fan in our bedroom. He has it so that if he leaves the house, it shuts off. And I can't shut it back. I can't turn it back on once he leaves.
She absolutely can turn it back on. We have an iPad set up that's shared, plus it's set up on her phone. All she has to do is open it or just say to Siri, turn on the fan in the master bedroom.
And it would turn now
on.
I can do it. But when you first had all this crazy stuff set up, I didn't even know it was an automation thing, and I couldn't get none of the knobs worked because I didn't know that you had put some crazy different adapter on it.
So you pulled the dresser out, unplugged it from my little device, and plugged it into the wall.
I was hot. So yeah, when
was that
we
Icy
can
Spidey's?
tell,
Yeah, I'm drawing custom lightsaber hilts for your
Icy
letter,
Spidey.
Your letter.
we can tell when Tim is coming home because he has certain automation set up to turn on once he pulls in the driveway. And one of the things is the fan turns on when he's coming in. Okay, I'm not done with his email. I was super bummed to hear that your experience at Star Wars Celebration was so bad. It's on my bucket list to attend a celebration, but now I may reconsider it. I think that was a fluke.
Don't go on the first day. If you have one day to pick from, don't go on the first. That'd be my only
Yeah,
suggestion.
and I'm sure, people that were there that we were talking to that have been other years have all said that it's never been that bad. So I think it was just maybe the people at that.
Yeah, Jesus said it was a lot better the other
whatever
days
it's
too.
called at that. Just what happened?
That's not my phone.
Oh yeah. Okay. When you guys pointed out that Click Clack was caring for the egg that eventually becomes the Queen of Geonosis who creates those weird robots in Star Wars Vader, mind blown. Yeah, it all ties together. I have to agree with Jen when it comes to Rosario Dawson playing Ahsoka. I like Rosario Dawson a lot. Fun fact, she was spotted in my local comic book shop a few months back.
Yes, she was. I saw that picture on the internet.
How did you see that?
Because I follow that comic book shop and they hardly ever post. So when they did post, it showed up in my newsfeed. I was like, oh, there's Rosario Dawson. That's awesome. I was in the same spot as her.
I just don't see her.
I almost saw her. And then
we were there like 2 years ago. I just don't see her making a good Lady Tano, but I also don't have a better idea for the casting of Ahsoka. But when it comes to anthology movies, I have to agree with Tim. Give us an Obi-Wan movie. I would be over the moon with excitement if this happens, and I also agree with no Snap Wexley. Hate that guy.
he's super obnoxious.
Yeah.
Man.
Let's get to the real reason I am writing in, and that's lightsabers. Specifically, lightsaber weight. This is actually an interesting question because the standard weight of a lightsaber changed. In the original trilogy, the fighting style was based on broadswords, which is why you see all saber wielders using the two-handed grip when fighting. Lucas even told Alec Guinness and Mark Hamill to imagine the hilts weighed between 50 and 60 pounds. That would be impossible. That's a lot.
Keep reading.
Okay. During the prequel trilogy, the fighting style changed to be more like katanas than broadswords, which would make the weight of the hilt to be around 3 to 5 pounds. The hilt is the only thing that matters when talking about weight. The blade weighs nothing. Nerd4 signing out. That's a huge difference. 60 pounds to 5 pounds.
That it is. Thanks for the letter, man. It's been a long time. This one
I called him out.
2, Nerd Squadron Command from Nerd12 Sharkbait regarding weight of lightsaber. Comment, I believe this is so official. Comment, I believe I saw in an interview or documentary a long time ago that in episode 4, oh my gosh.
What?
This is like the same thing. Lucas told the actors to think of the lightsabers as really heavy, something to the effect of 40 pounds, which is why in A New Hope they always hold them in a two-handed grip and swing them more like baseball bats than actual swords, which weigh on average between 2 to 3 pounds, with even the great swords like German Zweihander and Scottish Claymore topping out at 7 to 8 pounds. This concept was eventually phased out to allow more elaborate duels as the movies went on. In Rebels, it's established that the sabers feel heavy at first, but then feel lighter as the wielder and sword attune to each other. Question: if you were to make your own lightsaber, what style would you make? I.e. single or double-sided, cross-guard or no, straight hilt or curved, etc. VOD, Nerd12, Rob, Sharkbait, Finn Dyson.
I think definitely the light ones. I would never do a heavy one. And I think it was really cool when wasn't it the Inquisitor that could stick them together and then it was like a helicopter?
Yeah.
But I think it'd be cool if you could
around his head, spun it like a helicopter.
If you could have two separate ones if you wanted and then put them together.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not one to go crazy and do weird inventive things. So I would just do a single lightsaber. It would probably be blue.
Blue?
Yeah.
I'd do a purple one. I don't know what configuration, but a purple one for sure.
Yeah, I think the hilt would just be black and silver. I don't think I'd do anything too crazy with that either. What about you, Jenny? What would you?
She already did.
I like how the Inquisitor had it where you could stick them together.
Oh,
and then,
what color?
I would do 2 different colors.
Yeah, that's fine. What colors?
Blue and purple.
Blue and purple.
Maybe purple and black.
Purple and black
colors.
Oh,
what?
I don't know.
This one's from Tony. He says, "Hey everyone, just wanted to get a couple thoughts out there. Josh, please do your next Science Corner question in your mod voice. It's hilarious." Jen, I've been very impressed with you on the last couple episodes. You've dominated them.
Who's writing this thing?
A new guy, Tony.
Oh, thanks, Tony.
I've been listening to the older episodes lately, and you truly have come so far on your Star Wars knowledge. You need to complete your quest and find the VHS of Wayne's World. You have to watch it one more time. I had a similar situation a few years back, and trust me, it was very satisfying. Tim, you're always there. Just kidding. You do a great job, too.
I laughed out loud when I read that, too, and I forgot about it.
Thanks. That's great. That's really great. You could just not laugh quite so hard into the microphone directly. That'd be good. Just kidding. He says, you do a great job too. I've listened to you guys so much. Your phrases and funny ways of making up words are starting to become part of my vocabulary. When I take my puppy for a walk, I can't help but call him Dum Dum and laugh. Keep up the great work, guys. Tony.
Thank you for your letter.
Yeah, thanks.
I agree that the VHS has to be found.
Yeah.
I'm still lodging a formal protest that the VHS has not been recovered.
You want to come to my parents' house with me?
No.
You
Tell Senior to get it done. He's got nothing else to do.
My dad is retiring as of July, so maybe
Here, you read
that
this
can
one?
be one of his
Wait, you have a phone.
I do have a phone.
his new goals in life.
All right, I'll read this one. You read the next one. This one's also from Tony. He says, I was listening to the latest podcast again where you guys were dissecting Jesus's work picture. I figured I'd share a picture of my work. I'm not in it because I'm pretty sure we aren't allowed to take pictures in there. Lol. Good luck dissecting this one. Have a great weekend. And then the image pulls up and some sort of hydraulic system. Oh, man.
So I had a long conversation with him about this. So Jen, you got to look at this and tell me what it is. Give us your... and then when you're done, you need to fill out these cards. Keep them in order.
Oh, they make like
What am I
washers
supposed to fill
or
out?
ball
You're
bearings?
at worst, you're going to sign it. At best, you could add a personalized message.
Okay.
Your choice.
Does he work in a laboratory?
No, he works at a automotive components manufacturing facility
Yeah, it looks like something that
for
goes
Robert
into
Bosch.
to
Okay.
a transmission or something.
So what do you
Okay.
think it is?
Oh. Like you mean exactly what they're doing?
Yeah, what is going on in that picture?
They're doing some kind of, what'd you say? He works in
Automotive components manufacturing.
I'd say they're manufacturing components. I see a bunch of washers sitting over here.
Like clothes washers or washers that you would put on a bolt?
I didn't see a bunch of washing machines. I
Alright,
see a
I
bunch
don't
of
know.
little washers, or maybe that's just part of the machine itself. But they look like washers sitting on top of it.
So Michael, when you read this, realize that I put, like I said,
Oh,
it's
no,
supposed to be a chicken, but it looks like a turkey, and I made it say quack, not quack.
Jesus.
Those aren't washers because there's more down here, and they're just like, it's just part of the machine. I don't know what they're doing.
All right, that's it. You don't know what they're doing. That's insightful.
No, I have no idea.
These are going to be worth millions someday. All of our signatures in one place when we're bigger than Jesus.
Easy now.
We're going to be bigger than Jesus.
You're going to get all of our...
That's a
names, man.
common colloquialism.
Okay.
It's not a indictment on the Christian faith. So it's some sort of... I think he told me what it was. My guess was that it was some process that is like injection molding or laser etching or automatic welding.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's all that coolant, like those radiators down there. So normally you run coolant through stuff to make the manufacturing process not overheat and warp stuff. And he thinks that he didn't actually know what it was. He just took a picture of it. It's not a process he works on. He was in training on that machine still, but they call it the hammering cell. So they probably do like shaping of metal, and they use the oil as a coolant so that they can keep their process time short. They can run more parts through faster without overheating. But that lubricant gets everywhere, and it's horrible. This is he sent this because of the phone discussion. He has a ginormous case on his phone to protect from all this oil and lubricant.
Oh. So he doesn't even work in that section, and he still has to deal with the lubricant?
Well, so if you've ever go to a factory that has this type of stuff in it, it gets everywhere.
Oh.
It doesn't matter what you do. If you touch something, it's covered in grease or lubricant. But he was being trained on that station. He worked at a different station, normally. So Michael Young's is the next one, right? I don't know because I get in these side conversations with people and it dumps it out of my folder.
Yeah, checking in.
Yes. Yep. Hey now, everybody. Angry Farmer checking in to give you my random thoughts and observations on SWNU and various other things in the universe. This letter is pretty devoid of universal randomness or variosities. But I will continue.
Oh my gosh.
To kick things off here, it seems like the SWN world is expanding by leaps and bounds. I listened to a few earlier shows for reference, and there didn't seem to be as much fan interaction. This is great. I'm glad to see endeavors succeed. Yeah, if we could keep pumping out episodes, it'd do better, but...
Yeah.
Stop making babies.
That is not what has stopped our episodes from coming out.
Oh, no, it's going to stop future episodes from coming out.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if the baby will prevent anything.
How are you going to watch the baby when we record? You're going to make one of your kids do it?
Baby can, sure.
Well, if we do it at night,
Yeah, because babies sleep forever, right?
we
It's only been,
podcast
what,
for like less than an hour.
12 years since you've actually had a baby?
More than that.
Yeah, babies suck.
I forgot all about it. You'll have to teach me all over again.
You got to sign all those.
I know.
Maybe give personalized messages if you'd like.
Okay.
Which made me think of suggestions for the phase 2. We're in season 3 already, so we're past phase 2. This would have to be like phase 4 of SWNU. I think you should consider an SWNU convention, or at least a gathering. A few other podcasts do this and have various degrees of success. This could coincide with Celebration 2019 or the International Poultry Convention.
That's
and
not
if
a bad idea.
you play your sabacc cards right, maybe SWNU could be one of the VIP groups, which would cut down on the lines that you have to wait. As for where to gather, the Scum and Villainy Cantina seems like an awesome place to set up. I know it's in Cali now, but by the time 2019 rolls around, they could move to the site of Celebration. On relationship advice, a couple of episodes ago, Dave asked which of the Star Wars movies to show his girlfriend who had never seen any of their movies. I think she had seen Rogue One, but he didn't know where to go from there.
Yeah.
This can be tricky. If she is not into Star Wars and doesn't really have an interest, it could go bad. But if she supports Dave in his endeavors and vice versa, even though they don't participate together, this can be a successful relationship. That's a little more deep, I think, than it needs to go. Like, I don't ask Megan to do things that she doesn't want to do.
You're very different than most. You guys have a very different relationship.
Do you make Jen go watch stupid movies?
Jen would love for me to make
I'm
her go
doing a
watch
Star Wars podcast.
No. Like,
I've gone to these HeroClick tournaments.
yeah, I can't believe you went to HeroClix tournaments.
I've gone to... Oh, what other stupid crap have you drugged me to?
Oh my gosh. Free comic book
Why
day.
did you go?
He taught me how to do HeroClix, and I just thought, like...
But was it fun?
It was just so awkward. If like I was just with people that I knew and we were just playing and I could actually learn how to do it and get used to it, like it wouldn't be that bad. But you have to split up and then you're just with a table of strangers and it's all men, and they were so nervous talking to me in the first place. It was just like I couldn't even.
Not everybody can be as cool as a cucumber talking to a pretty lady like me.
But it was just so awkward. It was like not. I didn't hate it, but it was just like not my idea.
So you never
fun.
say no, I'm not going to go somewhere.
I've gone to like all kinds of concerts with him.
That boggles my mind.
I've gone to game night with him. I played board games.
I tell her no.
He tells me no all the time.
I tell Megan no all the time. I don't ever ask her.
I have told him no if I like really
She doesn't-
can't.
She doesn't like when I don't invite her to stuff. Like if I was to say, I don't want you to come to something, she wouldn't let me go.
Then I'd be like, oh, that's it. I'm going.
Yeah.
So he always does like the reverse thing on me.
Hey, you want to go?
Yeah, he thinks that if he like begs me to go, that I won't want to go. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So
Sometimes it backfires and she comes anyway.
So I never really know if he actually wants me to go or if he's trying to.
You're such an idiot.
But yeah, I like have gotten into tons of his hobbies.
I've warned you beforehand, like, you can come, but you're not going to like it. And
Not about some stuff you like beg me to go.
Yeah, and some stuff like the concerts.
Oh, I
and
like
stuff.
C2E2. Like I went to.
Yeah,
like,
why would you go to that?
I thought it would be fun. I mean, I did like C2E2.
Well, then why are you complaining about it?
I didn't complain. I just said
I did all these things I didn't want to do.
Okay.
Oh, but it was fun.
No, I didn't say I didn't want to do it. I just said, you said I never asked Megan to do stuff like that. And I said, I do stuff all the time that he asked me to do. Most of the time it's okay. Sometimes it's lame.
I always say, this is what I'm doing. You're welcome to come if you want, but you won't have fun.
Yeah.
And does she ever come?
No, she knows not to. She won't have fun.
So she would never have fun doing something that you like?
I know what she enjoys, and I know what she doesn't enjoy, and anything that's competitive, she would not enjoy at all.
You drew those lines in the sand a long time ago. I did not, and so I'm stuck.
What do you mean?
I'm stuck where I'm at.
What lines?
Things that we don't do together.
What do you not want to do with me?
I want to do everything with you. But I could never go to you and say, you can come to this, but you're not going to have fun. And just...
You say that about game night and stuff. You say that
I don't
sometimes.
know. I feel like I'm not as blunt as he is.
That's not your personality.
Yeah.
You got to go buy flowers first.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to game night tonight. You might not have fun, but here's some flowers.
Since I don't think you'd have fun if you came.
Oh, whatever.
Could you go to the grocery store so I could like surprise you around the corner?
I feel like you're trying to say that you wish that you didn't have to invite me to this stuff.
Can you finish this letter?
I didn't dig this hole. As you guys have shown, you may not be into the same thing or the same level of interest in the same things. As an example, let's say the next Star Wars movie comes out. Girlfriend isn't interested. Dave sees the Star Wars movie. She sees a movie she likes, and they have a nice dinner before the movies. Long and short, you don't have to have the same level of interest in all the same topics for a successful relationship. I agree.
Watching a movie by yourself is one of the best experiences.
I disagree. I can't watch a movie by myself in a theater.
I've done it a couple times and it was fine.
I loved it. It was the best experience.
What did you go to again?
I don't even remember. It was so good.
The experience
Yeah, you
was
don't
so
even...
much better than the movie
You don't
itself.
care about the movie at all.
Yeah.
I remember what movie I went to by myself.
What was it?
Superman, because you ditched me when I was working
Man of
late.
Steel? Or
The first one.
What was the first one?
First new one.
was it just called Superman?
It was probably Man
I thought
of
all
Steel.
the Zack Snyder ones had weird names.
It was when I still had to work late, and sometimes when I was on call,
Man of Steel.
you ditched me and went to an earlier show because I couldn't get off in time, so I had to go to a 9:00 one by myself.
Wow.
Brutal. You can wait a couple hours.
Pathetic loser.
And it was at Landmark of all places. I don't know why I went there by myself at night.
Oh, Jennifer.
I don't. If somebody offers to pay for me, I won't go to Landmark.
I've never been there since.
Yeah.
I've only been there like 3 times in my life. I don't know why I went there.
The last time I went there, what was that thing where they showed movies at like midnight on Saturdays, and they were old stupid movies, and the shirts had like a sheep on them. You don't remember that when we were in high school?
Nope.
Oh man, John Wright used to go all the time with us, and Andrea. Oh, what was it called? I don't remember. Andrea, if you're listening, what was that? What was that thing that we used to go to at Landmark, the movies at night, and the shirt that had the sheep on it, or the lamb, or whatever it was? You know, Fast Dry Ink has been around for like since the Apollo
I don't
program.
know. Then I have I have some ancient I have ancient pens
She
because
gets done writing and she starts wafting the letter.
every single time I get somebody a birthday card or any kind of
It's
card,
smudged.
and every single time I sign my name and
You know
close
why?
it, it's just
because you do it on the type of card that has the glossy surface.
Yeah, this isn't
This is like
This is
paper
not-
stock.
fancy gloss.
I don't care. I'm gonna blow it dry. I don't want their ink smeared.
Now don't get you're throwing things around willy nilly here. Make sure the
I
card
didn't throw
stays with
anything.
the address. On upcoming books, I haven't finished Thrawn yet,
I
but so
haven't
far
either.
I'm enjoying it. You know, I've been listening to too many podcasts. I found 2 podcasts that I like, and it's been absorbing my listen to stuff time.
This American Life.
No,
What podcast?
I listen to This American Life on Sundays, anyways. I listen to. Oh shoot! I hit back on accident. What is it called? It's the one with Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's like Star Talk Radio or something. And
It's like Science Corner
sort of.
all
the
day,
time.
all the time.
And then the other one is Radiolab, which has like 15 years of podcasts of backlog. So I've been pounding through. I'm in like 2009 right now, 2008. I'm getting close to the end. So I haven't been listening to books. That's my treatise. I'll finish the book and send in my review. Empire's End is still sitting in the queue. You seem to have issues with a couple of upcoming books. From a certain point of view, and the Luke Skywalker book. Both are set up from the point of view of the tertiary characters. What's wrong with this? I'm thinking back to some of the old books that took this perspective. Bounty Hunters and Cantina Tales specifically. And they were some of my favorites. Does anyone have... I can't remember what issue or umbrage we took with them specifically. Did you not like that they weren't from a main character point of view? Because we talked about them in an episode, maybe the last one or the one before. But it's been so long that I can't remember what we said. Do you remember?
No.
I hope I didn't say I had it. I don't think I have an issue with it. As long as it tells interesting parts about stuff we don't know, I'm down, I think. I'll recant if I said something different. Here you go, Jen. Happy Mother's Day, Jen.
Thank you.
And all the mothers listening to the podcast.
I
If
have-
you aren't listening to the podcast, sad Mother's Day.
That's funny.
Angry Farmer signing off.
I had a pretty good Mother's Day, except I had like 8 hours of homework to do that day. But Tim made me breakfast. It was really good.
What did he make you for breakfast?
Some kind of strawberry French toast casserole thing.
Casserole.
Yeah, and bacon, and he had orange juice and coffee and stuff. The kids.
Did he put powdered sugar on the top?
He had powdered sugar out in syrup. Like he got me like
You didn't dust it?
fresh maple
No, I
syrup.
didn't dust it.
So I
But-
made Megan French toast the correct way. And I dusted it lightly with powdered sugar.
You're a saint.
And then put berries on it. And put real maple syrup on it. And
Wow.
And also,
You guys like had the
turkey
exact same
sausage.
idea.
we had
orange
maple,
juice.
We had real maple syrup.
He got
everyone should have real maple syrup.
That's the only kind that I buy.
I've already signed all these. You
So-
don't have to hand them to me.
I was giving it to you so you could
So
put
you
the
can read it.
card in the envelope.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we're making an assembly line process? Well, then you have to actually do something. We need to put stickers in the like that.
Oh,
Eh?
make sure it doesn't smear
You're
though.
the QC check. If
Here, this one
we
needs
send
a
out a
sticker.
note without stickers, we have to send out another note.
Okay, I need another. Oh, okay, got it.
And make sure they're in the letter so that they're protected.
I got you.
Do you need me to draw up a control plan?
Nope, I got it.
Okay.
I do not need
There's no
operational
pokey, okay.
procedures. Are we sealing?
Tim forgot to move the theme song to the end. We're recording a long run here.
Yeah, I know.
Is that like a predetermined time?
It's
Frame?
just however long the last episode was. This
Yeah.
episode has been like an hour and 10 minutes.
All right, another happy
Am I
Mother's Day.
sealing? I'm
What?
sealing them all?
If you're
No, there's only 2 that are done. What?
Yeah, you're free to seal when you're ready to rock.
Okay.
If they've got the sticker in there and everyone signed it. Coxtimus sent in what?
Smear.
That was my fault. I got a
Oh.
blob on it.
Okay.
Coxtimus sent in a happy Mother's Day
Thank
as
you.
well. Keep swiping the wrong way. All right, next letter is from Drew. Whack it. So, at the place where we work, which shall be not named, your corporate identity is the first 6 digits of or first 6 alphas of your last name. They're not digits. Or it's the first 5, and then the first and middle initial, and then if there's clones of you, you get a number at the end. So Drew's is Wackadiddy. And so I would when you type in people's email addresses, like you're sending an email, it's quicker to type in their corporate login than their actual name.
Right.
If you put in their name, like it searches and searches and searches, and they're like, this person doesn't exist because it's actually Drew W. Wackerlim in the repository. So anyways, I just by like rote mechanical knowledge, my hand can type in Wackadida without thinking about it. So anytime I think of Drew, I think of Wackadidi. And people always call me Masonha because it's Mason JA1.
Yeah.
Because there's James James A. Mason, and I'm Josh A. Mason 1. But people call me Masonha because Roxana. Did you ever meet Roxana?
Yeah.
Roxana would always call me Masonha.
Yeah, I remember.
So that's some people call me. The people who don't call me Kinky Pinky or just my name call me Masonha.
And what about the thousands of people that call you
By
Tosh.
name?
Tosh?
No one
Internet
calls me
famous.
Tosh at work. No one, literally.
Oh,
no
you're
one.
just talking about at work.
Yeah.
You're not talking
My
about
corporate identity does not go anywhere outside of work.
How do you spell Coxtimus?
COXTIMUS.
You gonna read this email from Drew or what?
I got into the
Wackadiddy.
wackadiddy. All right. What's happening? This episode of Jen's Redemption was amazing. After the failed on-air phone call with Senior, what a relief to find out she's not crazy. Tim, you are really good at reading people's emails. Seriously, in my opinion, reading out loud with inflection is difficult. So that's the good news, and the bad news is when you didn't like an episode, your synopsis lackluster.
Who said that they love the way you do that?
Tony, right?
Yeah, Tony. We just read it a few minutes ago.
But we can't all be perfect like Mason, he says sarcastically.
That's true.
When Mason started to talk about Hitler, that's Drew's. That's exactly how he laughs. Tim was doing everything he could to shut it down. Then, when he realized that it wasn't going to work, instantly started getting in front of that nonsense. That was great. 2 more things. So, I would think that a lightsaber would feel heavy for its size. I mean, power supplies are surprisingly heavy. They're super heavy. Like, I don't know if you've ever used like a function generator before. I'm going to assume you haven't. But they're about the size of a shoebox. And then they'll have these like leather straps on the top of them because they weigh like 20 pounds. They're just all like heat sink. It's crazy. However, I think once ignited, the blade would have some feeling of weight, or perhaps more so would give balance, very much similar to a sword. If you watch people ignite one, there seems to be a recoil of some sort. Ignoring if they were just startled by it. And I think that was supposed to be a comma. Also, the fact that they don't just beam out like flashlight means that energy is going somewhere or dissipated into something, which I think would give some feeling of weight. Last thing, when Sabine is getting trained, she says, the blade feels lighter, which implies that it had a felt weight. Agree. All right, last thing is a story. Went out to dinner with some coworkers. We were in an old German area of town, old brick roads and stuff like that. So we walk outside, and they have one of those signs you stick in your face. Oh, signs you stick your face through and take a picture of your face on some funny picture. Something you would see at Tanner's Orchard. For people who don't know, that is a
local orchard
that used to be an apple orchard and now is just a money vacuum.
Yeah, you have to pay to come in and
pay to smell the air, pay to just
it's
do
like
anything.
They have a huge gift shop now, and it's more like a bakery. And
Yeah.
Tanner's was a lot simpler back in the day.
yeah, you used to just
You went
go
in,
and
you
like
tasted
pick
some
your
free
own apples.
and
Yeah.
then you picked your own apples, and then you went on
And
your
you
way.
would get apple cider. They didn't sell hardly anything. It was like donuts and cider and apples. And now
sell
they have
everything.
all kinds of
You
different
can get like an
butters.
apple-shaped car there.
You can buy a door.
You can. They have stuff like that.
They have like crafty stuff.
I'm
like-
sure you've all been to like that if you don't live in the city. An orchard. Or the South.
And
I don't think they
you
have
have to
apple
pay.
orchards in
They
the
have
South.
like a petting zoo and like this like goat area,
Yep.
and they have this playground. You have to kids have to pay to go play on the
Except
playground.
in the summer.
playground. And they have like corn maze and stuff,
Yep.
and yeah, every little different attraction costs something.
Yep. I want to know, the people, we have like multiple listeners in New Zealand. Are there corn mazes in New Zealand?
Good
I
question.
don't think they grow corn.
I think corn is pretty pervasive now as a foodstuff crop. It's pretty hardy. Let us know. Do you A, grow corn in New Zealand, and B, have corn mazes? If not, do you have something like kiwi mazes? Do you just murder lots of small birds
What?
to make a maze
What?
on the ground?
I no.
Why is a maze so important that they would go to those lengths to
People
make a maze?
mazes and
People love
stuff.
mazes. It's a fact.
Why do you make a corn maze? It's just kind of weird.
Because you have an abundance of corn.
They
and
have
you
an abundance of
You have to
kiwi.
find some way to charge people money.
Right. Come look at all these slaughtered kiwi.
Can we get back to the letter, please?
just
I'm on it. Okay. So two people are trading off taking pictures, but it's a double face thing. So one of the guys I was with offers to take a picture for them. Well, it was a silky smooth, uncased phone, which slipped out of my coworker's slightly intoxicated hands, bounced off the jagged old brick road. My first thought was, Mongoloid. Then his response, once we were without of earshot, hold on. I don't know. Once he was far enough away that people couldn't hear, who doesn't have a case on their phone? I thought, only an idiot. Drew. And he sent a picture of the
The brick road.
offending brick road and the...
Oh my gosh. So he
Well,
drops
I want to
the
know what
phone.
happens to the phone.
He drops the phone and
No, he doesn't. The guy...
I know. This guy drops the phone and then blames the person who owned
He
the
said-
For
phone.
not having a case.
That's ridiculous.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
No, his coworker had a normal response.
No.
No. We're talking about... So the coworker is not the person who dropped the phone.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, well, there's multiple coworkers.
Yeah.
They're all coworkers.
No. I think they went somewhere with a supplier or a customer.
Whatever. His coworker took the picture.
No, yeah, the guys
For the couple.
the guys I was
Oh, the
with
coworker.
offered to take
Yeah,
a
yeah.
picture.
His coworker took a picture of this couple. The coworker dropped the
Yeah.
guy's phone.
Gotcha.
He dropped a stranger's phone.
Strangers, yes. Strangers hand him a beautiful,
Well, okay, even
untarnished, unmolested, uncased, magical device
so
that can take pictures.
say you're stubborn and crazy enough to not get a phone case. Okay. Are you then also stupid enough to hand it to a stranger on a brick road?
Is the stranger an adult?
Yes.
Is the stranger currently dragging their knuckles on the ground or gnawing on a raw bone?
Perhaps a mongoloid.
You guys are so dumb.
I don't think it's unreasonable to expect people to not drop something. Do you hand your baby? Well, will you hand your baby to strangers?
No, I'm not even gonna hand my
No.
baby to people I know.
Really?
No one's holding my
I
baby.
give my kid to whoever will take
yeah,
her.
I'm not doing that.
I don't really like to hold other people's babies.
I
either.
don't want anyone to hold my
I mean-
baby on record.
I would hold a baby if I had to. I mean, I hold like my nieces and nephews like once they're older and they can play with you and stuff. But like just to hold the baby, an infant that doesn't know who you are, just to say I want to hold the baby. No, I don't.
That was a really good story. I'm glad he sent that in.
Mm-hmm.
This one's from Shane. He says, "Hello, SWNU podcast. I've been listening for over a year now and love the podcast. I listened to all the episodes except for the Rebel reviews because I wanted to watch them first, but realized that wasn't going to happen. So I listened to them, and now I'm 100% caught up. But now with no Star Wars content to listen to, I decided to try an audiobook and chose The Dark Disciple, and absolutely loved it. It was my first Star Wars book I've ever read. What did you guys and Jen think? What would be your next recommendation? A little history of my Star Wars obsession. I watched some as a kid, but couldn't remember much but a few months before The Force Awakens. I started watching the original trilogy. Return of the Jedi is number 1. I've seen all the movies. I'm a few seasons into the Clone Wars and watched Star Wars videos on YouTube daily. Sorry for the long email. Keep up the awesome content, Shane." Thanks, Shane. I did listen to Dark Disciple. I remember thinking it was okay. I don't remember much about it, honestly.
Yeah, it was canon.
Yeah,
So
that was the short.
Same title of the '90s comic.
No, that was Dark Empire.
Oh, I thought
Dark Disciple was like a short story, wasn't it? I don't think it was a full...
I thought so. This is the one that I thought was originally comics that got the story got told as a book because nobody ever bought the comics, or these were lost episodes of the Clone Wars. There's something where this was intended to be distributed in another format, or did get distributed in another format, and then got made a small book as well. But
it was based on an 8-episode story arc from Clone Wars, which was never produced.
There you go. I have not read it.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
I told him that he should read the common recommendation of Lost Stars and then Bloodline.
I just started Lost Stars again for my book club.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Have you had your first meeting yet?
She's got a bunch of non-Star Wars readers.
We only meet like every 2 months. This is our assignment for next time. We meet and we talk about it once.
The whole book?
Yeah.
Oh, you just bang them out in 2 months?
Yeah.
There's not chapters 1 through 6?
No. It's all or nothing.
Nice.
So he's a relatively new Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Ooh, this one I like. This one's from David. He says, the title is Jen equals unprofessional.
Did you read the other one that he sent in before this?
I think
Have we already read that
so.
one? Okay. Oh, yeah. Because he talks about how we were reading it on the air when I got so unprofessional.
Hey, guys.
Notice that she is not looking at your email right now. She is recalling details of the email because she has labored over and memorized this email because you titled it Jen equals unprofessional.
I have a good memory.
Hey, guys.
She knows everything about this email.
Hey, guys. David
I have a
here.
good memory.
I wanted to first start off by saying I'm somewhat disappointed. I found it strangely ironic that in my last email, I stated that your podcast lacked a certain professionalism and that Jen seemed to be the most amused by that statement, and then not even a moment later interrupted Tim reading my email to answer a phone call during the live recording of a podcast. Sheesh.
Okay, first of all...
Whoa. It was germane to the conversation we were having on the podcast.
Like in his first email when he said we were unprofessional, it didn't seem like he was complaining. It seemed like he was like, yeah, I like you guys because
he wasn't complaining.
It didn't seem like it was like,
he's pointing out
bad.
the irony that you were the one that took the most offense to it.
But this one he said
and
he
then
was
simultaneously.
Oh, I wasn't offended the first time.
Professionalism. You acted the most
amused.
He said.
Well, yeah, I wasn't offended.
I think he's politely saying offended.
I wasn't offended, but then when my
let the record show Jen was not offended.
But seriously, when my phone rang, we were just talking about that mystery VHS, and it was my dad. And I thought, oh, maybe he's going to tell me he found it.
He's not criticizing you for answering the phone.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not. He's criticizing you because of the irony. It's not even criticism. It's pointing out ironic situation.
But in the beginning of this email, he said he was disappointed.
Yeah. I think he's being funny. He's giving you a hard time. I don't think he's literally laboring at night thinking about how unprofessional you are on a podcast he pays $0 for.
I think he was worried because we argue or like we interrupt each other, stuff like that.
Okay.
We don't interrupt that
Well,
much.
I don't normally
I think we
answer
interrupt
phone
quite a bit.
calls. I wouldn't answer any phone call, but that was my dad.
She usually just texts.
I thought he had something important to say, but I was wrong. He just wanted he wanted something stupid. So next time my dad calls, I'll ignore him.
No, we have to, anytime your dad calls,
Yeah.
we have to answer.
But
What did he want? He wanted like
I remember it being awkward and
he
like,
was like, can I borrow your gas can or something? Like it was, I can't even remember. It was just something really random.
But in all seriousness, I still love you guys. I listened to all 104 episodes in 3 weeks, and now I have to wait for new episodes with the rest of the Nerd Squadron chumps. Man, talk about first world problems. Anyways, I thought I'd give you a follow-up to my last email. My girlfriend and I ended up watching Rogue One and made the mistake of starting it at 9. She fell asleep within the hour.
Oh no.
We'll have to work on this Star Wars thing, but for now, I might be the only Star Wars nerd on our team. Keep up the great work. Anyway, we could get...
could we?
Could we get one... No, he said anyway we could get one episode a week. I check my Spotify every morning while I'm loading my truck in hopes of a new episode. In
It's
the past
all
few
up to
days, I've been
Tim.
let down. May the force be with you.
I was just talking to Tim about that this morning.
Jen and I are super professional about our planning. We try to plan episodes multiple times a week.
Okay, so
And then Tim's like, yeah, let's do it at 8. And then within 30 minutes, like, I can't record tonight.
he cancels every time. So I said we just have to pick a day of the week and we just do it on that day every time unless there's some kind of disastrous emergency that happened. So Mason, he says Monday nights are going to work. Is that okay with you? And then on the weekends we could do extras when we're not out of town.
I think tomorrow, it'll have to be later.
I don't care.
Or not at all. I think Megan's going out with a friend.
Well, what
I
about
don't know when
earlier?
she'll be back. Oh, like during the day? Well, it happens to be Memorial Day,
Yeah,
so I can do whatever whenever.
I have to work. I have to go in for a few hours, but
You do?
I already told you I was going to
Hospitals are open on
Sweet.
Memorial Day.
What?
Why'd you
what
say
time?
sweet?
No reason.
He might finally finish that Lego.
Yeah,
What are you going to do tomorrow while I'm at work?
whatever I want.
He's gonna take these letters to the post office that's closed. Do they have a
Yeah.
lobby that's open
Yeah.
where you can order stamps?
They used to have a machine that
Yeah,
you could
that's what
just
I'm
get them.
saying.
I don't.
I said order, but I meant like
I think the lobby's open.
boop,
Yeah,
beep,
because
boop, boop.
the people's
I don't
post
know
office
if they
boxes
still
are in
have
there.
that machine. I don't know if they still have that
They do.
stamp thing though.
Yeah, I'll take them. I'll take them tomorrow.
Okay. So Monday nights then. So then we would probably post Tuesday, every Tuesday.
maybe.
So, right, Tim?
Yep.
You still in agreement?
Yeah.
Everyone can hear you saying this.
Okay, that's fine. I'll post. Yeah.
Every Tuesday.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
This one's from Charlie. He says, "Hi there. I've been listening to your podcast on Spotify for weeks now. It's actually inspired me to watch both of the Star Wars animated series." Which one? Is he talking about Star Wars, the original Clone Wars cartoon?
Probably.
And read up on the new comic books and supplementary content from the movies. And I was wondering what your thoughts were on a theory I've heard about Rey's lineage in The Force Awakens. Please correct me if I'm wrong in any of this. In the movie, they talk a lot about how she's waiting for someone on Jakku, but I don't think they explicitly say it's her family. When Kylo hears that a girl accompanied Finn and BB-8 and he freaks out, I think it's because he knows who she is. I think she was made, Anakin style, by Snoke when he was first found by the First Order, as a way to bring in a new chosen one, an apprentice. When she was little and Kylo was taken in as his apprentice, Snoke hid her on Jakku as a backup, or to save until she was old enough. In that way, she's kind of a reincarnation of Anakin Skywalker, which is why we don't see his Force ghost at all, and it would explain why she's so strong in the Force. Do you guys have any thoughts? P.S. I loved that you covered the Rey is a Palpatine theory for 0.2 seconds, the fighting style. I think we've talked about this.
We've
Yeah.
talked about similar theories.
Mm-hmm.
The express idea that Snoke created her, I don't think we've explicitly just
I
Yeah.
talked
feel
about.
like we have.
No,
Like,
I don't think we have.
I think it's too convoluted for Disney. It's a neat idea, but it's too difficult for the average person to be satisfied with and not think is just insanely crazy. And my guess is it's going to be an Occam's razor type situation where it's going to be something obvious and simple. So that way people are
Not challenged.
it's not even not challenged. Like, you could do all kinds of crazy, obscure things, but sometimes the reason you have characters is because they're important, right? And they're important because of in Star Wars, it's usually familial connections, right?
Mm-hmm. So you think she's related to Luke?
I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's lame.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm mentally preparing myself for. I think it's the worst timeline, but it is the timeline. I won't say it's the worst. I'd say it's a bad timeline. The darkest timeline.
Okay.
But I don't think she is this, unfortunately. I think she's either nobody or Skywalker.
Yeah, I still think she's a Skywalker.
I don't want her to be, but I think that's what they'll do.
Oh, Rob Findyson, Sharkbait, wants us to go to Salt Lake City Comic Con.
Oh, that looked.
Credentials stuff.
I looked at that. That looked like a good one. It looked interesting. It's not till September.
Are we going to go?
Maybe.
Well, sign us up for press passes.
There was an additional email by Rob.
There was?
Wasn't there?
No.
Yeah, there was. On May 6th. That we have not covered.
May 6th was a long time ago.
Did we cover it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did. I just didn't move it to the right folder.
So, Rob, we'll need somewhere to stay, buddy. You gonna house us? This one's from Mark Murray. He says, "Hey guys, haven't been in touch in a while. Life's busy, kids, job, dog, blah blah. Been listening though, and everything's still awesome. Loving the Rebels eps. Don't have much time or have time to watch them myself, so the synopsis have been great to listen to. Been reading Life Debt too. I think you guys went a little easy on it. It's a chore to read. You're darn right it is.
I thought that you guys complained about it quite
We
a
did,
bit.
but Life Debt was so much better than Aftermath that
It was better than Aftermath.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
I think it's taking me ages. Listen to it; it's easier. I might just ditch it and buy Thrawn because at least I know anything Timothy Zahn writes is gold. Anyway, my brief moment of respite is past. Back to my life of adventure, school runs, and car sales, sprinkled with the occasional dog walk. Talk to you guys again soon, Mark." Oh, this is Hobby 84.
He wants to be Hobby 84, yeah.
P.S. I climbed Mount Doom a few weeks ago. New Zealand is awesome for nerds. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'd like to go there.
Yeah, we should go
Maybe
there.
in 18 years.
A friend I used to work with, her sister lives there, and she just came back a few months ago from visiting for 3 weeks. They talked about some of the cuisine there. There's a lot of you weren't there with me. A lot of stuff that I would not think of, like bladders and sheep bladders and stuff
That's
like that.
very common on things in the Commonwealth. Because that's, you know what haggis is, right?
Yeah, that's in Scotland.
Yeah, that's in the Commonwealth. All the parts
New
that
Zealand is not close to there, so I
but
would
it's
not.
in the Commonwealth.
What's the Commonwealth?
It used to be in the English Empire.
Oh. Well,
Letters at starwarsnerdsunite.com. You two can be read on the air. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook,
that's all our emails?
everywhere.
We're tapped out of emails.
Yeah, it's an hour and 35 minutes. I think we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Is there something else you want to talk about?
No,
you
I
still
just-
have 2 letters to sign.
I know. I had to ask you guys some questions first.
Oh.
Okay, we'll handle that off the air. We're in a couple podcast networks, Star Wars, whatever, Retro
BenView.
Junkies and BenView Network. They're starting a new BenView Network podcast. It is,
What was it about?
it's about the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Oh yeah.
They're breaking that down minute by minute.
Yeah.
So that actually
Set your alarms for that one.
It actually sounds pretty cool.
Minute by minute?
Yeah, they're taking a 1-minute snippet per episode.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They'll probably be short, like 10, 15-minute podcasts.
I don't know. These guys these people are very obsessed with that movie.
Are they the ones that do the old retro video games?
No, they're the ones that did the community podcast.
Oh.
It's Andrew Lindy and Emily Schmimley.
They did a community podcast?
Yep. They broke down every episode, and they even had Dan Harmon on an episode.
Nice.
Yeah. Harmo himself.
Harm dog.
What else do we need to talk about? Amazon link off of starwarsnerdsunite.com if you're going to buy anything on Amazon or rent your textbooks or whatever. Otherwise, thanks everybody for your letters and your feedback and for sticking in while I don't post episodes because I don't record them because I don't. I just blow it. I'm really sorry, guys. It's my fault.
But he's committed now. We're putting them out every Tuesday.
Yep.
So if there's not one there on Tuesday,
send a letter.
You know who to blame.
Yep.
Tim equals unprofessional.
Right.
Put that in the heading.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this one will be called The Big Reveal.
It should be
the big
letters.
Reveal was...
Start with letters and a big reveal.
Okay.
You don't want to hype up the reveal too much.
Oh, yeah. And if you guys have any name suggestions.
I already
said
told...
that.
So Kylo is apparently, like, it jumped thousands of spots in popularity.
Oh, I bet.
That you should name him Kylo.
I'm not going to name
We
my
don't-
baby
I'm
Kylo.
not saying that in reality. That's
I was
being
thinking
sarcastic.
of naming my baby Mason.
I would definitely not do that.
I don't want something super popular, but I don't want a word that sounds like we made it up, like just pulled out random letters.
There's lots of names that are old and people don't use anymore because they don't end in den.
Like
yeah.
Aiden or Caden.
Yeah, Jaden, Bladen, Huntaden. Just start mixing up things and add a DEN on the end, and you got a boy's name apparently. So there's lots of old. Are you gonna have a multi-syllabic word?
Yes.
Why? Those are the worst.
I mean, I don't have to. It's not like I was
You
like.
just said yes. I asked
Well,
if you were.
I thought you were meaning, are we like against that? It's not like I was like, okay, single syllabic or multi. Come on, single, multi. No, that's not.
I'm 100% single. Monosyllabic words.
How'd you end up
So-
with Lucy then?
I didn't get to name Lucy.
So
I only had veto power on a few things that were absolutely stupid.
like what?
Eleanor.
Well, that's a good one.
No, it's not.
Yeah, because you could call her so many things.
It's 3 syllables.
Ellie,
Yeah,
Maury.
So the one of the things about parents that grinds my gears the most is somebody
To get
who
your gander up.
it gets my gander up so high is when you give a child a name with the intent of never calling the child that name.
So they have options.
That's stupid. Oh, we named him Bartholomew so we could always just call him Bart. Then why didn't you just name him Bart, you idiot?
Because if you have
I
a
got
long
named
name, then
Timothy.
they can pick multiple nicknames, and then if
They don't get to pick. If
Yeah,
they want to
sure they
pick,
can.
they can pick whatever they want and they can change it. Until they turn 18, they get the name that I gave them.
So I like the name Jack, like just Jack. But
Okay.
like so many people have turned that name into like a trendy Jackston, Jacksonville. Like
Just Jackson is the
Yeah.
only one that I know of.
I know people named Jax
Jax? Yeah,
and
I've seen that.
Jaxson.
That's just Jackson. That's just all different types of alliteration of Jackson.
Yeah, so like
Or homonyms
Anyway.
or homophones. I can't remember what those are.
Oh my
I just
Lanta.
like the name Jack.
Then just
Jack.
name your kid Jack.
Well, Tim said no.
Why?
Because it's too much like all the Jackson names.
But it's,
I would if it wasn't for that craze, I would probably have done it because I like Jack from Lost.
But
I always
just
thought that
that's
was
the
a
thing.
solid
It's
I
just
like
Jack.
it 'cause
Nobody
it's
would
like such
confuse
a
it with Jackson.
I just think
I
it's
don't
such a
care.
strong
Don't
name.
care.
Just
You
like
think that if your kid's name was Jack, it's like, oh, is his name Jackson? You just call him Jack? And you could say, no, I don't have a broomstick up my butthole.
No, people,
His name is Jack.
people start misspelling and
Yeah.
they spell Jaxe, Jaxt.
Oh, Jackson, honey. I didn't know your name was Jack.
I don't know. He's vetoed everything.
That drives me nuts
I haven't
when people do
vetoed.
that.
I haven't vetoed everything.
We named her Elizabeth so that we could call her Ellie.
I'd name him Marvin. Still like that name.
It's 2 syllables.
This is my grandpa's name.
So what? It's 2 syllables.
I think it's a good one. It's a good
But
solid
we could
name.
call him Marvy, though.
Yeah, you call him Marv.
We could call
Yeah.
him
You
Marv.
call him Vinny.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought
Think of
about
all these
that.
things you could do other than just calling him the name he is.
I don't know about
We
Marvin.
named him Chevrolet so that we could call him Steve.
You could call him Chet.
Yeah, it's just so stupid.
You're not great with nicknames.
No, that's my point is
Yeah.
it's not a nickname. Just call the kid what you want to call the kid. And the other thing is middle names. Like middle names to me are so stupid.
What bugs me is when people have 2 different middle names.
Oh, I
That's
was gonna
excessive.
try to do 3.
No, you weren't. 2 middle names is excessive.
One middle name is excessive.
Your kids don't have middle names?
They do, but only because Megan wanted
Well,
that.
that's what everybody on the earth wants. Nobody
don't.
has. Do you know anybody that has no middle name?
Yeah, lots
Yeah.
of people.
I don't know.
There's people
anyone.
like, I would say more than half of the world don't have second names. They have
Oh.
a name, son of the name. So I would be Josh, son of Michael, or Joshua, son of Michael. That would be my name. I have one name
That would be your name where?
in the entire Arabic world.
Okay. We don't live there.
All right, I'm just saying that there's a large portion of the world that don't just pull names out of a hat. Here, you're Jonathan Michael Clay Williams the third.
What if we
What's
just?
that?
What if we name the baby Josh Mason?
That would be a bad idea.
Joshua Mason.
So I
Van
tried
Altreve.
to get it so Job didn't have a last name. He just had one name.
You didn't even want him to have a last
No, I just
name?
wanted his name to be Job.
That's crazy.
like Prince.
Except Job.
Was Megan like, you're ridiculous?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean the reason we couldn't do it is because you cannot have a birth certificate with no last name,
Yeah.
which is stupid.
Because it's ridiculous.
Prince got his name legally changed to a symbol.
Right.
How come he didn't just do that?
You can't get a birth certificate without a last name.
Oh, that's funny.
They wouldn't let us leave the hospital with our child without a birth certificate.
Yeah, that seems right. We're gonna wrap this podcast up.
So anyway, if you have any
Monosyllabic.
syllabic or
Polysyllabic.
non-mono
It'd be polysyllabic.
name suggestions, you can send them in. Because everything I say, Tim vetoes.
And every name you submit needs to have an accompanying nickname.
Yes. What are your ideas for a nickname to go along with it? Because that is very important.
And middle names. We need good middle name
Because,
ideas.
well, the nickname is really important because Tim told me a couple suggestions and I was like, yeah, but what would their nickname be? Like, what would you call them?
So normally you use nicknames to shorten stuff, right? So I don't know why people do this, but with Job, they make a nickname that has more than one
Like
syllable.
Joby Boby?
Joby.
Yeah, Joby.
That's because his name is too short. What are you going to
It's not
call
too
him?
short. You call him Job. That's his name.
Well,
He doesn't need more. He doesn't need different.
Jenny calls Nolan Noli.
Like, nicknames are
And
like
Nora-
a sign
Nora
of
Bora.
affection.
No, they're not.
Yes, they
Hugs
are.
are a sign of affection.
Oh,
Names are a way that we can socially communicate with people.
I call my kids different names
I would
all
call
the
him
time.
Child 1 if it was
Oh my
acceptable.
gosh. Okay, on that note,
Anyways,
Child 3 signing off.
I'm
May the
Child
force
2.
be with you.
May the
I'm
force
child
be with you.
1. May the force
You're
be
not
with
Child
you.
1. You're
Yes.
the oldest in your family?
Yeah.
I thought your sister was older.
You can't
not
tell
Jackie.
based on her personality.
Jackie, we know is the baby.
Oh,
She's
that's
not the
right. Because
baby.
of the pictures on my dad's desk.
James is the baby.
Junior's the baby, but he's a boy.
No,
No,
Junior's
James.
older than Jackie. James is the real baby.
See?
Jackie's the
Oh,
baby girl.
James is the baby.
Jackie's the baby girl.
Okay.
Yeah. Which
She's
is
just-
all that matters.
Yeah. May the force be with you.
Anyways,
May the
yeah.
force be with
May the
you.
force be with you.
We're doomed.
This podcast is a part of the BenView network.
You can find this and other podcasts like it at benviewnetwork.com.
This podcast is a part of the BenView network.
You can find this and other podcasts like it at benviewnetwork.com.